Hey guys, so we have another video for today. I did a little recording of it already, so I won't be doing it fully live. But today's lesson is lesson 17. I know we're a little behind on the schedule. Like, let me go back to this one and I'll show you that. Okay. So this was Mondays. This is Tuesdays. This was Wednesdays. So this is the lesson we're on for today. Okay? Blue book and red book, that's your page, your pages. Okay? So the objective today is pretty much to be able to tell the difference between inches, a foot, and a yard. So in this video that I'm going to show you next, it kind of shows you the differences of how you could measure an inch, a foot, and a yard. Always remember, though, that when you start measuring from the very beginning of the object to the end. Okay? And you always start measuring at 0. You don't start measuring at 1, you start measuring at 0. Okay? So you're always going to make sure that you do that. Now, inches, most of you already know that an inch is kind of this from your finger, remember? I told you, so it's small. A foot, well, you can always think about it as the full-on ruler and how much you can measure different things with. And a yard is to measure bigger things. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of that in the next video that's coming up. That one. Okay, so pay attention to that video.
Yeah. Alright guys, so for today's lesson, it's going to be a little bit different. Today our objective is to figure out if something can be measured in inches, like these, or something can be measured in a foot, which is like the length of this, or in a yard. Now, obviously I don't have a yardstick at home because I couldn't find one, but remember that I used to carry that big ruler that y'all were like, ay, miss, esa regla está bien grande. Well, that was a yardstick, right? And it was about this size. Okay, so what can you measure with inches? Well, with inches, you can measure like the tiny stuff, the small stuff. So go ahead and come this way. Oh, Mama's helping with that. So we're going to get Damian's sandal, okay? If I were to ask you, what do you think we could measure this sandal with? Would you tell me inches? Would you tell me a foot? Or would you tell me a yard? So I'm going to give you some thinking time, okay? A little sandal. Está chiquito, así que no van a salir con un yard, eh? Okay? Now, I could probably measure it. This is a foot, remember? But it's also 12 inches. Look, for a foot. Is that too big? Yeah. But what about if I measure it just in inches? It's about 4 inches. So this little sandal, this little chanclita, can be measured in inches. Now we can go to bigger stuff. So we'll use my laptop. Now think about it. Just this side right here. Could I measure it in an inch? Inches? Or could I do a foot? Or could I do a yard? Okay? So let's see. I know that this computer is way bigger than this chanclita, right? And if I measure it, look, it's bigger than a foot. So this one would be like 1 foot and some inches, right? So this would be in inches. Now for the yards, come this way. For the yards, this is what I want you to think of. You see this door? So this door can measure about 2 yards, okay? You can see the difference. A foot, inch, and you have the yards, okay? So yards are used to measure the big stuff, okay? So like this door can be measured in yards. The arch right here would be measured in yards. Now, if I want to measure by feet, well, we would do the computer, or you could do it with your feet like that. And then the inches is for the small stuff. Even a tiny hormiguita you can measure. So like my fish, come this way. My fish, what would you measure them in? Inches, feet, or yards? I would probably do inches, right? There's no way that these fish are a yard, okay? So just go around your house and think, what could I measure with inches, with feet, with yards? If I tell you a book, what would you measure a book with in inches, feet, or yard? So that's what your lesson for today is, to figure out the different objects and to see which ones you would measure with what measurements, okay? And I'm gonna show you a link for a video on YouTube that talks about the inches, the feet, and the yard. So it should be pretty interesting. All right, I'll see you later. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the video for the lesson today. Now, obviously, I try to show you something cool afterwards. So remember I showed you all my animals and the pets that I had because they're all my pets. Well, I ended up getting some more pets today. So I'm going to show you the video for that one.
Alright guys, so I got a new goat. I don't have a name yet, so maybe y'all can come up with a name for it. And then that one. So y'all gotta come up with names for it. And we'll vote and we'll make it like a whole virtual thing. So that one, and they're both girls. So we gotta come up with names. So take your pick, guys. What are we gonna name them? Alright guys, so I got...
Alright, so I ended up getting 2 goats. So I need names for them. I don't know what to name them. So maybe y'all can help me out with that. So let's come up with some names. They're both girls and they're both goats. So you guys got to come up with 2 different names. So there's that full white one and then the one with black and white. So remember, what can I measure a goat in? Inches, feet, or yards? Think about it. That's what your lesson for today was, in trying to see the different things and what measurements you would use if you would either measure them based on inches, on feet, and on yards. All right? I'll see you guys later.